We've got Marqise, Matt Barkley, Pullard here. Questions?
Marqise, heading into this season, after the final two games of last season, what did you want to focus on particularly in trying to improve your game?
Pretty much everything. One of the main things I felt like I need to work on was my blocking. I feel like I didn't do that much blocking. Route running, catching the ball, which I feel like I kind of struggled with today. And that's really about it. I just want to improve my game in all aspects, just to help my team out.
Marqise, what's going to stick with you more from this game? The great plays that you made or the drops that you made?
A couple of drops. Those are plays that I feel like should be caught. Matt put it right on the money. I should have caught him. And now I'm just going back to practice and we're just going to continue to work on it, and so I can just get my focus on it.
You're a little hard on yourself, huh?
Not necessarily. I mean, with the team we have and the possibility we think we can do, things we can do, it's the mindset of just trying to get better and execute. When you do a play numerous times in practice and you always catch it, you expect to do it in the game, and it came up in the game, and I should actually call it.
You guys got a little emotional out there on the field. I noticed you had some emotions to Barkley. Barkley, you had some comments to Lee out there on the field. Did you guys feel like your communication out there was kind of getting into regular season mode? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, what Marqise said was pretty right on. You practice all these plays in the spring and the summer, and so you kind of expect those things to happen in the game. And so I think it was just kind of at the end of the game when we were on that last drive. You expect perfection, and so when I'm out there, obviously it's nothing personal, but he knows what I'm expecting from him, and if I don't put a ball where it needs to be, I expect him to get on me because it should be perfect, and so that's all it was. And there are easily correctable things that we both can do, from the receivers to for me as a quarterback. So it's not to worry about that.
Matt, how different is Marqise as a wide receiver today from at the very end of last season, either physically, in terms of how he reads the game, anything?
Well, I think he finished last year on a great note, both in that Oregon game and UCLA, and I think it was a smooth transition into this game. Special teams, he had a lot of big plays today, and I think across the board he's been consistent. So we'll look at the tape and see what needs to be improved, but it seems like he hasn't missed a beat.
Matt, how's your timing with Robert Woods right now, do you think?
I think it went well. We had to deal with a lot of holding corners today, and besides that, I felt like I was on point with him, and it kind of seems like that's how they're going to stop Robert and Marqise this year. The way they can stop him, but I felt comfortable with him today.
Matt, what's your assessment of the offense today?
I kind of agree with Robert with that question that he answered about being in the C range. I felt like we left a lot of points on the table. I felt we could have put a lot more points on the board, and it's kind of bittersweet to me. I think it was a great win for the offense. Defense played great, but I feel like it was bittersweet. We could have scored at least 100 points in the first half. It feels like.
Hayes, can you talk a little bit about the defensive effort tonight?
Exactly. Our D lineman is very young, but they came out there and played extremely fast. The safeties was playing better than ever. Last year we was kind of down from everything, and everybody was talking about our DBs and our defensive linemen. They just went out, executed the defense, and played fast.
What about that touchdown? How'd that feel?
It felt real good. It wasn't my play to actually make. I was supposed to be in the backfield blitzing, and just being able to run to the ball at the right time and actually catch an interception and run for the touchdown.
For Marqise and Mike, can you guys talk about that first play? Was the expectation a touchdown, or was it just a short pass that ended up going for a touchdown?
Yeah, it was kind of just to get the ball rolling, to tell you the truth, just an easy out. We knew that it was going to be too high with the corner. I think it was going to be cover two, but then they saw the motion, so they drifted off a little bit. And he really had to make one man miss, and he did. And so it was a play that you expected just to get a couple yards to get the ball rolling, but he made his man miss, so it turned out.
Matt and Marqise, Hawaii is putting in a lot of new stuff, not only offensively but defensively. How would you evaluate Hawaii's ability to adjust to what you were doing?
They seem to play the same 4 coverages the whole day, to tell you the truth. Base and solo, it was the same coverages out there, the same blitzes. And to 3 wides and other personnel, it was the same coverages, same thing. So, coming into a first game, you never really know what to expect. I mean, I didn't watch it down in Hawaii football. I watched, Tulane and a little bit of Jacksonville tape. So we saw what we expected, which was good. But they brought a lot of pressure there inside zone pressures. They were effective today, I think.
Matt, what were your initial impressions of Max Riddick today in his collegiate debut?
I thought he did well. He came out and fired the rock out there, and I think it'll just take time for all those guys. I mean, even me at first, just to get used to the tempo of the game, and to just notice the play clock and get everyone in and out of the huddle. But for his first couple of snaps, I thought he did well.
Marqise, can you talk about the touchdown catch and the kickoff return for the touchdown? Just kind of describe those 2 plays.
For receiving touchdown, our coach always emphasized make one move and get up. Don't try to do too much. Man gave me a perfect ball, and one move and get up was the main focus in my head. Coaches just reiterated every time, so I did what he just said. I mean, I wouldn't score without Xavier. But Xavier and Robert been on my side. Xavier, if you watch the play again, Xavier made a perfect block, what caused me to actually, continue to run. And Robert came right beside him and it led me the whole way. And with the kickoff return, with Coach Bax, he's a great special teams coach. And in practice, he pushes and pushes, and we go over certain schemes. And that was actually one of the schemes to go right. All the blockers made perfect blocks. Perfect. And the hole was big. Nelson Aguilar led through, not just followed his butt all the way through, and he made that block on the kicker, and thank God we made it.
How soon did you know you had a touchdown on that play? How quickly did you realize I'm taking this one all the way? I mean, it was there.
Always got the mindset to try to take it all the way. But once I made it through the hole, and all I seen was the kicker ahead of me, and I see Nelson ahead of me, and I knew Nelson was going to make the block because we've been practicing 24/7. And I knew, okay, as long as he continued to block, then we'd be okay.
Hey, Ben, can you talk about this game in particular? We've been thinking about it or talking about it since December. So this is sort of, all the practice and talk has finally culminated with the game. Your thought coming into the game and how it all kind of feels, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could speak on behalf of the team, and we're just excited to play football again. And there's always so much talk leading up to the season, and for us especially this year, with all the rankings that came out and all the hype and everything, we're excited to just block out all that stuff and get back to the field. And so I think it was a great way to start off with that touchdown, and good way to kick the season off with the win. Good to just get it under our belts now. Now we're in the rhythm. It's not camp anymore. We got game week, and you kind of find that flow and that rhythm. So it was a good start to our season.
Hey, how comfortable?
Impressions of Silas for his first game?
Yeah, you can't miss that fumble, but besides that, I think he played very well. He ran hard, made guys miss, stretched for that extra yard on a couple plays which we needed, but runs hard, and I think he's a good addition to Curtis back there. So he played well.